I've only just got back from a day trip at Cobor. It's about 3 o'clock, 3:30 Saturday Arvo, and it's time to start setting up the roof of the 150 for the next touring trip. And I was just rounding up my little fasteners, drop and turn bolts, drop and slide in and whatever, and I noticed I had some spare ones of these, and I'm pretty sure these came from K-On. And how good are these? Because instead of having to find the slot, well, I don't know if this is what they're meant to do. I don't know if this is the right one. This is the Roller Titan Mark III, this tray. I've got the K-On folding Maxtrax things and whatever. So I think whatever they supplied with those is in there, but there was also these. And I'm just going through there and I just noticed you just put it down here, it goes straight into that slot there. I mean, how good's that? So when you buy the K-On stuff, I believe they give you a few different mounting options for different roof racks. And this is either the spares or I've used the wrong ones there. It doesn't really bother me, but what I like is A, they're not too long, so it depends what you're mounting. And yeah, you can just pop them in at anywhere along the way. So yeah, anyway, if you need some of those, if they're handy, kon.com.au. It could be better and cheaper than other options. Check it out. For this trip though, I'm gonna have a side awning, a rear awning, a solar panel, and probably, I don't know if the Maxtrax will be on or not, haven't decided yet. Maybe Starlink Mini will be mounted up here somewhere. So I'll get on with the setup and give you any little tips that I think of and info in case it helps you setting up your vehicle, and we'll have a look at the setup at the end. Learning here, but all these red bits were in there as well. Once you put it in and turn it, I think you just go like that and that stops it from turning. Not that it would while you're tightening it, but so that locks it in so it can't spin and come back out. Awesome. That's around about how the cheap side awning that does the job is going to sit. Nice and light, nothing to lose, does the job. I've just got to make sure I adjust it far enough back so I can put one flat across the back. It's still loose at the moment. Have a look at this collection of hardware, would you? All this stuff, bits and pieces for the roof, out of control. And this rear awning that's been around on a few different cars, been some places, some different marks for different cars and whatever. In case I'll put it back there. You can see where it rubs against the back of the one we're going to adjust now. Even more hardware all on there ready to go. Goodness me, it's got a nylock on it. That's what you want ideally, a big flat washer and a nylock. I must say, even if I do say so myself, how good is this setup, right? Another cheap rear awning, El Cheapo, whatever brand you want, you know, you can clean it off if you like, because I don't like advertising or using most of those products. You can get the evidence if you watch the videos closely enough. Nice small gap there, so if you're out in adverse weather, it blocks the rain, the wind, that sort of thing. Once you undo the zipper, that drops down, it actually closes the gap there. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's another issue of dust collecting on the rear of these 150 doors, and I've found that having this rear awning on either stops or reduces it a lot. So let's just say reduces it a lot. It could be conditions, variable conditions, but I haven't used it on this vehicle yet, but this has been moved from vehicle to vehicle, 120, 150, and now onto this 150 for this cheaper and quicker to set up than those expensive ones. I mean, you know, you can spend a couple of grand. It's a bigger contraption, it's heavier. This one, they're easy to, like in about a minute, you can just undo those 4 bolts and remove this. Same with the side one, separate to each other. You can have one, not the other. You can open one without the other. Like you might just want to make some lunch. It's either sunny or it's raining. You just put the back one out. Side one just for camping. You might not worry about the back one. It all depends on the whole circumstance. You've got options. Anyway, the point is I've tightened this one up. Nylox is good so you don't lose your nuts. You don't want to lose your nuts. And keeping you can get different lengths of these drop and turn bolts. You want the short ones ideally so they don't stick up too much. So when you're putting things up on the roof, the other thing you can do actually, you can get the plates that go in there with the hex head, nice smooth heads. You can do it the other way as well. These ones are actually pretty good. Not too worried about it, but something to be aware of. Now I'm just going to pull this side awning back. See, that's loose. So it's flush with this one because I want it as far back as I can, flush to this, but I still need to be able to open that. So I'll just fine tune that, lock these up. And that's the awnings done. You wouldn't believe it, but you would believe it because seeing is believing. You can believe it. I decided to fine tune this rear one to the side and went to loosen these off again. And see this one, it's bound up on the way off. I kept turning anyway. I knew it was either going to break. There was no other way to get it off. Anyway, snapped it off. Careful you don't do an injury doing that. There it is. Just sort of let you know. I've never seen that before on one of those. Went on fine, tightened up fine. Nicely, went to undo it, made lots of creaking sounds, and yeah, obviously it wasn't happy, Jan. So we just got to loosen off this one to lift it up to pop a replacement one in and a new nut. Not a nylock though, just to mix it up a bit because I haven't got any more. I should have got some. Anyway, that's a bit odd, isn't it? But you get that. Nobody's going to see it unless you're flying over. Maybe someone with a drone. Next step is working out the correct positioning for the solar panel. 120 watt solar panel, red arc. Been doing a bit of testing using it. I'm not saying you need to do this. It does block your roof loading area, depends what you need to carry. I could put a swag over the top of it when I'm traveling because I don't need this. And then when you stop, you take it off, right? And then it works. Or the swag might fit in the back seat, depending how many people you got on the trip. Got the Maxtrax there, just making sure the brackets, which are universal for different roller roof racks, Mark II, Mark III, whatever. I think these are the original marks and these are the new marks, or vice versa. To be honest, I can't even remember. Let me think a bit harder. Yeah, it's got to go over a little bit this way. And then I think it's this one that'll line up. But anyway, and then I think Starlink Mini is going to go around here somewhere. Not sure how that bracket works. We'll continue mucking around. Okay, that step is complete. Slightest little bit of clearance between the awning there. So I had to just pull the awning back to get the brackets in the side of the solar panel. But that is rock solid because that's aluminium frame, nice and strong. And just some flat brackets over here. I think they'll be good enough. We've got 2 each side. If you want extra strength, you can put another 2 front and rear as well, but I'll risk it for the biscuit with 4. Keep an eye on them. If they do crack or something, obviously, that'll be problematic and we'll have to deal with it. But there's not much movement there. I'm pushing up and down fairly decent. You could strap it down, like I said, even 1 front, 1 rear, but I think we're gonna be okay, depending how long you're gonna travel like that. Let's find somewhere for the Starlink Mini. I do wonder if everyone mucks around as much as I do, changing things around. So that's all secure. It's all secured. I've got some tie-down hooks around the joint, down the middle. In case I want to put a swag in the middle, I can cover that. If it's something a bit bigger, got some hooks out towards the side. Plus you can use the top of these awning brackets, the roller, very universal, adjustable. Anyway, yeah, got to do the Starlink Mini now. Oh, that looks like a good spot for Starlink. There's a mount underneath there that I dare say it wouldn't go anywhere, but there's still some add-on brackets that go on each end. Not a bad little setup if I do say so myself. Yeah, I'll tell you a bit more about where that came from. If you ask in the comments, I'll update the description. I'm not sure if anyone's interested in knowing about. I'm not telling you should get Starlink or Starlink Mini. I've got Starlink Mini. If you want to get it, I think I can. I don't know if I can I still send you the promo and you get a free month, I get a free month. I don't know if that's still on or not, or limited time only or whatever. But anyway, I'll put the rest of the bracket on and should be rock solid. And there it is, rock solid. It's got these brackets at each end as well. And I'll use the K-on screws because the ones supplied weren't satisfactory. But yeah, I'll check the comments from time to time. And if you need details, I'll let you know. Could be something better out there, but this is simple. Probably only worth about 30 bucks, just some molded plastic, 30, 40 bucks and a few other bits of hardware. But hey, that's the one I chose. I reckon it's pretty solid. Thanks for watching. That's the roof setup for now. Bada bing, bada boom, baby.